Hello again. So today I want to talk about something kind of different, which is one of teachers' worst habits, and that is pack ratting. You may not typically think of pack ratting as a single word, let alone as a verb, but as an English teacher, one of the perks that comes with the job is getting away with messing with language and making up your own fun words, as long as it's relatively understandable. So, as a teacher, we are often under-resourced. So there is a very, very strong temptation to hold on to anything that comes your way because maybe, possibly, one day it will be useful. I was thinking about this earlier this week because I came across a box that I use to hold colored pencils and crayons. Okay, not a big deal. My homeroom class, we were doing some calming coloring as an activity. And I was putting the colored pencils and crayons away, and it occurred to me that this box says Herff Jones on it. Herff Jones was our yearbook publisher. I haven't been the yearbook advisor in at least a decade. So this is older than that. And it's just a cardboard box. So this kind of demonstrates how sometimes I hold on to things. So I also got some pictures of some of the other things that I have collected and found useful in one way or another over the years. Things that I keep in my desk. All sorts of different treasures or useful items, or sometimes things that are interesting in one way or another. Things that are useful for students or for me, or just that come in handy from time to time. But in addition, there's also things that I keep in a cupboard in my room. This little cabinet here. Games and books and papers and odds and ends, markers, pencils, construction paper, all kinds of stuff. And then I also have a cabinet that I have access to in the workroom. So I have some outdoor materials for when it's nice and I can take my homeroom outside and we can play games. I have some of my files that don't all fit in the filing cabinets that I have in my room. Of course, my coffee and my tea and my mugs that I hang on to so that I can have a cup of something to warm me up or get me started in the morning. So all sorts of things. But the key is, if you're not careful, these things can overwhelm you. So it's important to think about not just, will this maybe be useful someday, but how will I use it? Because otherwise, you're just going to be overloaded with junk that maybe could be useful, but probably won't. So in this case, this box is just the perfect size for colored pencils and crayons. As you can see, they just fit in there so nicely. I've got 2 stacks of colored pencils and 3 stacks of crayons. They just neatly fit. And I think it allows me to do 3 or 4 boxes deep each time with more colored pencils because the boxes are skinnier. So I have just about enough for a full class of small groups of 3 or 4 people. So each group can have 1 set of colored pencils and 1 set of crayons. It works so nicely, and then it just boxes up, and they all stay together. In fact, yesterday I had to cover another class, and we were going to be coloring in homeroom, and I'm desperately trying to get all of my pencils sharpened again so that the students don't have to do that, and they can spend the whole time coloring. And I realized, no, wait, I can just stop. I don't have to grade any of this class's work. I don't have to teach the class. I just need to supervise it. So I just packed everything up and I unplugged my pencil sharpener and I just took all of it with me. And I sharpened my pencils while the students were doing their work. It was great. Hanging on to stuff that maybe other people don't find useful that you can find a use for is really, it makes me feel good. I haven't thrown stuff away that can be useful. I'm not wasting things. I'm finding a new use for some of these things and finding new purpose for it. And that makes me feel good. But at the same time, if I can't think of how I'm going to use something, or I can't think of how I might use something, then maybe it's best to see if somebody else has a better idea or somebody else has more of a use for it and let go. Letting go is also good as well. Thanks for listening. What is the most interesting thing that you have hung on to because you found an intriguing use for it? You know what to do. Tell me in the comments. Bye for now, everybody.